Hey, y'all, you're not gonna believe what went down at this fancy estate in upstate New York, where I used to work. Yeah, me, just a regular gal trying to make ends meet. Picture this. I'm in the middle of a swanky dinner party, clearing plates, minding my own business, when the lady of the house, bam, grabs my uniform and rips it right in front of everybody, like some kind of soap opera villain. But hold up. It's what her husband did next that left the whole room stunned. Jaws on the floor. And trust me, you're going to want to hear this one through. So, let me set the scene. My name's Lena Carter, 27. Been working as a housekeeper for the Wentworth family for about 9 months. The Wentworth estate. Oh, it's like something out of a movie. Marble floors, so shiny you can see your reflection. Chandeliers sparkling like they're made of stars. And rugs that probably cost more than my grandma's old house in Buffalo. I grew up simple, raised by my grams after my folks passed, scraping by on diner tips and night classes for a business degree. Landing this gig felt like a golden ticket, not just a paycheck, but a way to inch closer to my dreams. You know, I kept my head down, polished silver, arranged roses, made sure every detail was perfect, because that's how you survive in a place like this. The Wentworths were, let's just say, complicated. James Wentworth, the big man, mid-40s, built his fortune in tech startups. Guys got this quiet vibe. Like he knows he's the smartest in the room, but doesn't need to prove it. His eyes, though, dark, soulful, like they're carrying secrets he's too polite to spill. Then there's his wife, Catherine Wentworth, think Ice Queen blonde, always in designer heels, running the house like it's her personal kingdom. She grew up in old money, knew every trick to keep their names sparkling in the society pages. But underneath that perfect smile, she was wound tight, always watching, always measuring. And their kid, Sophie, this sweet 13-year-old from James's first marriage, saw heart. No filter. The kind of kid who'd sneak me cookies when I was stuck folding laundry. Now, I'm not naive. I noticed how James would linger when I brought him his coffee, asking me about the books I was reading for class or what I thought of the new Basquiat print in his office. It wasn't creepy, just different. Like he saw me as a person, not just the help. We'd chat nothing deep, just stuff like whether I liked jazz or if I'd ever been to Paris. I kept it professional. Short answers, big smiles, because I knew the rules. You don't get too cozy in a house like that, not when you're from the wrong side of town. But Catherine, oh, she noticed everything. Her eyes followed me like a hawk, and I could feel the chill every time she walked by. It started small, her picking at my work. Little digs wrapped in sugar. Lena, these napkins aren't crisp enough, she'd say, smiling like she was doing me a favor by pointing it out. Or, that vase is off-center. Dear, let's try harder next time. I'd nod. Fix it. Keep my cool, even when I knew my work was spotless. The other staff, Maria, the cook who'd been there forever, and Joe, the grounds guy, they saw it too. Maria'd give me this sad little head shake. Like, hang in there, kid. Joe'd flash a grin when Catherine wasn't looking, like we were in on some secret. Even Sophie picked up on it. asking me once, "Why's Mom always so mad at you?" I just shrugged, told her grown-ups get stressed. But inside, I knew it wasn't about the napkins. Things came to a head at this big dinner party, Catherine's Super Bowl. Her chance to flex for James's business buddies and their wives. The dining room was straight out of a magazine, long oak table. Candles glowing. Crystal glasses catching the light like diamonds. I'd spent hours getting it perfect, polishing every fork, arranging lilies, folding napkins into those fancy fan shapes. I'm in my usual gray uniform, hairpin back, moving like a ghost so I don't disturb the guests chattering about their yacht trips and stock portfolios. Everything's going smooth. I'm clearing dessert plates, dodging small talk, when out of nowhere, Catherine's voice slices through the room like a knife. "Lena." She snaps, standing up, her emerald dress shimmering under the chandelier. Every head turns. Forks freeze. The room goes dead quiet. I'm holding a plate, halfway to the kitchen door, and my stomach drops. "Come here, please," she says. That "please" dripping with venom. I set the plate down, hands shaking, and step toward her, feeling every eye on me like I'm on trial. The guests, fancy folks with names you'd see in Four Bestiaries, staring, sensing drama, but not sure what's coming. James is at the head of the table, his jaw tight, like he knows this ain't gonna end well. Catherine's smiling, but it's the kind of smile that makes your skin crawl. "Ladies and gentlemen," she says, loud enough for the neighbors to hear, "we've got a little problem tonight. Our housekeeper seems to think she's one of us." My heart stops. I haven't done a damn thing wrong. But the way she's looking at me, it's like I've been plotting to steal her crown. "Catherine," James says. Low. Warning. But she's not listening. She's on a roll. "No, darling," she shoots back, never breaking eye contact with me. Our guests deserve to know what kind of help we've got lurking around, acting like she belongs in our world. I'm frozen, clutching my hands together, trying to keep my face blank. She's circling me now, like some predator in a nature documentary. "You walk around here," she says, voice sharp as broken glass. "Like this is your house. Chatting with my husband, charming my daughter. But let's be clear. Lena the help." The word lands like a slap, and I hear a gasp from one of the guests. "Mrs. Daniels." This older lady who's always been kind. Sophie's in the doorway now, her eyes huge, confused, and I want to tell her to run, but I can't move. "Catherine, stop," James says, louder now, standing up, but she's too far gone. "Let me remind you who you are," she hisses, and before I can react, she grabs the collar of my uniform and yanks. The fabric rips loud, ugly, tearing right across my shoulder, showing my plain tank top underneath. I stumble back, clutching the torn pieces, my face burning, tears stinging my eyes. But I'll be damned if I let them fall. The room's so quiet you could hear a pin drop, except for Sophie's little sob from the doorway. And then James moves. He's up, his chair scraping the floor like a gunshot. 6 feet of quiet fury unfolding. He doesn't say a word at first, just looks from Catherine's smug face to my ripped uniform, then to the guests, who are frozen, some looking away, some staring like this is a car crash they can't unsee. When he speaks, his voice is low, steady, but it carries like thunder. "Catherine," he says, and her smirk falters. "What you just did is unforgivable." The room gasps. "Mrs. Daniels grips her pearls. Catherine's face goes white, like she expected him to back her up. "James, you don't understand," she starts, but he cuts her off. "No, you don't understand. Lena's not just an employee, she's a person, with more dignity in her pinky than you've shown all night." I'm shaking now, tears spilling despite myself, because no one's ever stood up for me like this. James walks over, shrugs off his fancy dinner jacket, probably worth my rent for a year, and drapes it over my shoulders. Gentle, like he's shielding me from the world. "I'm so sorry," he says, so quiet only I can hear. "No one deserves this, especially not in my house." Sophie runs in, ignoring her dad's order to go upstairs, and hugs me tight, whispering, "Don't leave, Lena." Catherine's standing there, alone, her perfect world cracking like cheap glass. "How dare you?" She spits at James, voice shaking. "You're humiliating me for her." But James doesn't flinch. "You humiliated yourself," he says, "and you owe Lena an apology." The guests start murmuring, ready to bolt. Mrs. Daniels slips me her card, says her son needs a tutor, tells me to call another guy, some big-shot doctor, says I've got character and he'd vouch for me anytime. They leave, throwing Catherine these looks like she's radioactive. It's just us now. James, Catherine, and Sophie, the candles still flickering like nothing happened. James turns to me, hand on my shoulder. "Lena, you're not just the help," he says, loud enough for everyone to hear. "You graduated top of your class, speak 3 languages, got into NYU's business program while working 2 jobs to take care of your grandma. That's real class." Catherine's fuming, but she's shrinking, like she knows she's lost. Sophie pipes up, voice small but clear. "Lena's my friend. She helps me with algebra and makes me laugh when I'm sad." That hits Catherine hard, her own kid picking me over her. "Catherine," James says, cold now, "you need to explain why you thought tearing someone's clothes in front of our friends was okay." She tries to justify its ease. She was protecting her family, her marriage. Says I was too close to James, too cozy with Sophie. But it's weak, and she knows it. "The only threat here," James says, "is your jealousy making you cruel." He turns to me, eyes soft but serious. "Lena, I'm setting up a scholarship for your degree, and when you graduate, there's a spot in my company for you." I'm crying now, not from shame, but because someone saw me, saw me. "Thank you," I whisper, "for believing in me." Sophie's still clinging to me, and Catherine's alone, staring at the ruins of her big night. 6 months later, I'm walking across that graduation stage, degree in hand. The Wentworths in the crowd, even Catherine, who's been working on herself, trying to make amends. Sophie's still my buddy, sneaking me cookies. And James, he's not just my boss anymore. He's someone who showed me respect is worth more than money. That torn uniform. It wasn't just fabric, it was every line we draw to keep people in their place. And that night, those lines got erased. So, what do y'all think? Was Catherine just scared? Or did she cross a line that can't be uncrossed? Drop a comment. Tell me your take. Have you ever seen someone stand up like James did? Or faced a moment where you had to choose between what's easy and what's right? Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep this convo going.